Laurie, are you really sure freezing the water will make it safe to drink?
Yeah, I'm sure it will be fine. Let's go.
As you'll hear in this episode, we've had a great time at Planet Costa Rica and Costa Rica in general. If you're interested in knowing more about the volunteering aspects, please check the Planet Costa Rica website at planetcostarica.com.
In this episode, we're going to tell you about everything that we got up to in our spare time.
Well, not everything.
Okay, well, the majority of the fun stuff that we got up to on the farm, around the farm.
And of the farm.
Okay, so let's talk about what we got up to on the farm and the surrounding area.
Okay, so first things first, something very cool for the beginning, the hammocks. Believe it or not, hammocks weren't exactly part of our regular life back home. Okay, so when we came to the farm and we saw these two amazing hammocks, we used them a lot. Okay, it was amazing. Sunny afternoons with coconut water and dogs being all over us, swinging and listening to music.
Yeah.
Pure bliss.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
Something else that we did in our spare time was we'd go to the river a lot. So there was you would walk through the farm and it was actually like a private river. It was only 5 minutes away and it was absolutely stunning, and the water was really cold and refreshing and like super nice. And yeah, it wasn't like really deep that you could swim in it, but you could like sit down in it, and it was just amazing. And like Jiri would meditate a lot there. And yeah, and there would be like little lizards like running across the water, and there was like lots of birds, you could sometimes see vultures, and it was just really stunning.
The third thing we could list here is the bar salsa night. So basically, there was this nearby bar next to the farm.
Nearby, like directly next to it. It was its neighbor.
Okay. And they would always blare out these karaoke, songs on like Fridays and have dance nights on Saturdays. And one Saturday night, Patty took us, Leah and Carla, to this bar and invited some of her male friends. So it was like David, Hugo, and some other guy, I can't remember his name. But also Alan went, right?
Yeah.
So it was really fun. So we got there, sit down, like start talking, and then the music starts playing for the dancing, and suddenly we are like, where is Alan? He just disappeared, okay? He knew. So, obviously what happens there is like dancing is quite a cultural thing for Costa Ricans. They just take you out to the dance floor and dance with you for so long. They get all sweaty and it's like a social thing, right?
Yeah, like one of the guys there had to change his shirt like twice. Yeah, and
he was dying basically.
And there's like it's like you have to dance a certain way depending on the song. So they would like take us up, and then they would be explaining to me like what I needed to do and stuff, and it was so confusing, but it was really fun. Like I liked.
They were dancing like merengue and salsa and stuff like that. And
yeah.
If you're a guy and you don't know these, moves, you're screwed. You can't take anyone up dancing because, that's not how it works.
Something else we did, it was so cool. We went to this local cacao tour, and it's like friends of Alan and Patty, and it's just like, again, another 5 minutes walk from the farm, and it was like a really unique, intimate experience because they don't do it for any other people, only people that like are volunteering at the farm. And the couple that run it are so nice, and it was just really homey. And the guy there like took us around his property, and like we got everything. Like we saw like cacao, and we got like fresh fruits. Like he would just pick like guava and like mandarins, and every second tree he would like snap a leaf off and tell us like what like healing properties it had. He'd be like, oh yeah, this is good in a tea, like for digestive and stuff like that. And yeah, it was like Jiri was like pocketing all the leaves that he mentioned that was good for digestion.
Yeah, I was just pocketing everything and then made a massive tea out of it. And it was really good, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. And then they made us like this really nice lunch with rice and beans, and we made our own tortillas, and it was really, really nice. And then we got to see how the like cacao was processed and like turned into chocolate, and it was like visiting your grandparents. It was so nice and friendly, and They were really sweet.
Yeah, so these people like Leo and Maria, they're just these like elderly couple. The guy was like 80 years old or something, and he was running up this hill. Like seriously, like he was so healthy, right?
Yeah, super healthy.
Yeah, he was just walking about, like just taking leaves, like chewing on it. Like it was crazy, really good.
Yeah.
It was
And
really nice to meet them.
It was like $15 each, which is like, it was honestly, like we said, it was like the best money we spent there, right?
Oh yeah, it was, and it just felt so homey, as you said. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was really nice.
So yeah, another thing we did in that area was basically going on these hikes sometimes. So there was like one main hike we did with the dogs on regular basis. But we did it many times without the dogs as well. So it's like actually you're passing Leo's and Maria's house on this walk, and you're like walking uphill on this road, and many dogs just come running out. It was this one German Shepherd. He looked like a zombie dog. Remember that one?
I said it was like it looked like it was from Resident Evil. No,
Yeah.
not Resident Evil, The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked really scary.
Yeah.
And then you're basically just like, going into nature after that, and it's amazing. You're walking through these different fields, like banana fields, sugarcane fields. You can see from one like high point, you can see the actual volcano.
Oh yeah, I know, it was so stunning.
Yeah, it was really stunning, the nature there.
Yeah,
So-
it was really nice to, like, as much as we loved the animals in the farm, it was really nice to like get away from that sometimes as well, and just like reconnect with nature like on its own. And yeah, it was like my favorite hike. I loved it. It was like a 2-hour hike, like round trip.
Yeah.
But then we would stop by the river, so we would just be there for hours. Another hike that we used to do was we would go, it would be like the opposite way, and we'd go to like this horse ranch, and then we would walk up, and there would be this like massive beautiful tree. Do you remember like what type of tree it was?
No.
Yeah.
But who did we did this
Yeah,
hike?
we went with Leah. It was so much fun. We were like, we want to go, and like even walking through the horse ranch, like it was so nice seeing the horses and
Past the ranch, there were these two horses in the like outside, like in the enclosure. So we could like, they just came to us and we could like stroke them. They were so soft. It was absolutely unbelievable, right?
yeah.
And because obviously Palomo is on the farm, he was like a work horse, he's this is
Yeah.
like kind of large pony type of thing. And, he felt different. And I told Alan, I was like, these other horses felt like so different. He's like, yeah, they're like $14,000 horse or something. And Palomo is like $600, dollar.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was so funny. And yeah, in that tree, remember, we were like completely devouring that melon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like took a little picnic and like ate underneath the tree. Like this tree was massive.
You could see it like on the on the hill, like from quite far away. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
It was amazing. Yeah, another thing we did was basically Patty once sent a message to Alan saying, "Oh, there's this festival like in one of the universities. Maybe you should take some of the volunteers there to experience, the classic like Costa Rican festival." So Alan was like, "Okay." So we went. It was only me, Laurie, Leah, and Alan. So we went there. It was just a small event, like when there was like stalls with like different, they were promoting different like nature things you could do around, or hotels, or different things. I think it was like mainly for the students of
It was
that.
travel and tourism event. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, there were like musicians as well, and like some restaurants. Nothing vegan though, so that wasn't that impressive. But actually, what stood out were these creepy dancers in costumes. They had like big hats.
No, massive heads. Like they had massive like puppet heads on them.
Yeah, and the way they were dancing as well, it looked really creepy. And so but you had like these different characters like Joker, Baba Yaga. There were like different like famous politicians and football players, just so
Yeah.
random, right?
And apparently like it's really common in Costa Rica that
Yeah.
whenever there's like an event or something that people dress up like this. It's like a common thing. But yeah, first time we saw it and it was pretty creepy. We would also go to the nearby town called Turrialba quite a lot. So, just if we needed anything or wanted anything. But the main reason that we would go there was there was this fruit stand with this amazing guy called Miner, and he sold young coconuts. And what he would do is like you could just go there and like be like buy a coconut, and he would open it for you and you would drink it there. And then he like cracks it open, makes a spoon out of the coconut, and then you eat the flesh out of the coconut. And they were so cheap. They were 400 colones, which is like 50p, super cheap, and it was amazing. And yeah, so a lot of the times, like when our days off were coming up, we would like go in, get a coconut there, and then we'd like get 6 to go. And on our days off, yeah, we would just hammock and drink coconuts and eat lots of nice fruit.
But also, he would give you like free coconuts on
Yeah,
regular
he
basis.
was
And if
so
you were like a
nice.
newcomer, he would just give you like free coconuts.
Yeah.
Or if he wanted to take a picture for his Facebook, you would have free coconuts.
Yeah.
Like all the time, right?
He's a really nice guy. Yeah, if
He
you're
was
ever in the
amazing.
area, you have to go there. He's so nice.
And there was another thing we used to do in Turrialba, the fresh food market. Remember?
Oh yeah. So on a Friday and a Saturday, there's like this massive fresh fruit market, and it's really cool. Like, one of the most exciting things I found there was this lady would have just like a normal coconut, and then she would like take all the coconut out of it, shred it all up in this machine, and then there was like this raw blocked sugar, and she'd like blend that together with it, and then she'd like put it back into like half a coconut. So it was basically this like sugary coconut fix in a oh, it was just amazing, and it was so cheap again. Like,
Yeah, but it was so addictive.
Yeah.
Really, really crazy.
I only found it on the second last day that we left.
Yeah, you would have like a tick after eating.
Yeah,
like,
there would
one
be a
of
much bigger lorry coming back fine you before.
Yeah, another thing we did in Turrialba, or like I did, was I got actually really ill one time, and we like
Yeah.
Laurie and Alan just like went into action mode and like drove me into the hospital there, which we didn't know anything about.
It was so scary.
Yeah, so I got really ill, and we had to go there, and
Yeah, it was like an ambulance situation. Like Yiri's body
I
just went
couldn't
into
even walk, it was
overdrive.
so bad,
yeah,
yeah.
like went into overdrive. He had such a high fever. He was shaking. Like
I felt really cold. But basically had like antibiotic poisoning. That's what happened. But
like
the
we had to
doctor-
like we would get out the car, and Yiri couldn't walk, so he would like lean against
because I kept being sick, but I
Yeah.
didn't have anything to be sick.
Yeah, he would like lean against the wall and then just like slide down the wall, and he was so weak and
I had a
pale,
bucket.
like he looked like a junkie, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
and
it
me
was
and
so bad.
Aaron like were like dragging him into the hospital, and then oh, it was just awful. And thankfully Alan was with us and he could speak Spanish, because obviously no one there speaks English, so it was like such a scary situation. And then and then we finally went through, and it took like 3 IV bags before like
4.
four.
I don't even understand like how that disappeared in me for
Yeah.
me to get better. But even like initially when we got there, right, we had this first contact with this like GP, and she was just measuring my blood pressure and stuff. But what happened, she put on this blood pressure thing, and my hand went into spasm. Remember that? It was so
yeah.
weird. Like my whole hand just went like
Yeah.
really twisted. Like we didn't know what was wrong with me. And then
It was so bad.
we got this doctor actually that could speak English, and I was so grateful. It was I was so grateful afterwards that I felt better
Yeah.
again. It
Yeah,
was really
it was
scary.
really scary, yeah.
But yeah, thanks Alan for like saving my life basically.
Yeah, but something else fun that I managed to do while we were there was I went whitewater rafting with Leah and Carla, and it was so much fun. Like, I've been whitewater rafting before, and this was amazing. So it was like level 4 rapids. It was like 4 hour long on the river, and it was really fun. It was $50, and it was so cool. So you're on the river, it's amazing, and then you stop off to hike up to a waterfall. You get to swim in there and stuff like that. It's so cool. And then you come down, and like we got fresh fruit. We got watermelon and pineapple, and then like we carried on down the river. Carla fell out the boat into the rapids, and we got like let off a couple of times to swim. And then there was this like massive boulder rock that was like 4 meters out of the water, and the guy was like, oh, you can go up there and jump off, but there was like no way to get up. And he's like, yeah, you just kind of like free climb up the rock. And it was so scary and so steep, right? But we did it anyway. So we like finally like we got up, and then like we jump off. But like me and Leah did it together, but I wasn't ready, but she was like jumping, and I'm not joking, like I've never been so scared. But I did it anyway. I just like jumped. I couldn't open my eyes. I had to close my eyes the whole time. And it was really scary, but it was like really fun. And yeah, it was just amazing. And then like we went through, it kind of like looked like a lagoon and stuff like that. And we were just swimming, and it was really fun. And then after, you got food included, and we got like the most amazing meal. Again, rice and beans and like really nice vegetables and plantains and stuff like that. And it was just amazing. I was really good. I
You got
did
like
it.
professional pictures from it,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
You
like, yeah.
still need to get those. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Leah sent me the link.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
cool.
there was like this cameraman, and I think it was something like we paid each something like $3. And like now we all have the pictures and stuff, and they're like.
Did you have to keep telling him like, no, we don't want it, and he kept
No,
giving you a better price?
well, like there was like 6 people all
Okay,
together,
okay.
so like we were like, oh, this is like so cheap, and like yeah, so we just kind of went with it. But obviously, like Jiri couldn't come on the trip because he's got the damaged eardrum and he can't submerge underwater.
Yeah, I would probably have to do that on this type of thing. Okay, well, let's now look on 2 actual holidays we had in Costa Rica away from the farm and what we did there. So the first place we visited outside a farm was this town at the Caribbean side of Costa Rica called Puerto Viejo, and it was like really nice. Yeah, we spent a full week there
Yeah.
of a holiday, and the journey there was a little bit harder. It was actually 4 buses we had to get through these like different places. Limon being the shadier out of the 4,
Yeah.
right? Where you had like we had these instructions from Alan like how to get there, and it basically said in Limon it was like, don't take phones out of your pockets, just go straight to the other bus station and don't like look around or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really shady. We had to leave the farm at like 5:40 in the morning, and we really had no problems, right? We connected all the
Yeah,
all the
I
buses
think
fine.
it took like over 7 hours, so we
Yeah.
got there like just before 1 p.m.
Yeah, all the tickets we paid like 5,000 colones each, and it was a pretty smooth journey. But on the way back, it was more dodgy. There was like many beggars and like these weird sleaze bags, and it just didn't feel that great, right?
Yeah.
Especially that guy who was like trying to approach you. I was like, come on.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the beginning of our holiday. We stayed in Hostel Cecilia. Was
Yeah,
that it?
Cecilia. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really nice. It was like this. We had this like room with a kitchenette, and it was like really cool. I
It
don't
was
know.
like a tiny home living actually.
Yeah, like it was just really nice. Yeah, so we got that.
It was really, yeah, so from the beginning, actually, the intro to the episode, you might be a little bit confused about the whole water thing. But what happened was no one told us that in Puerto Viejo you can't drink the water. It's like the water tanks, the wells are next to their, what do you call it?
Sewers.
Yeah, well, basically, you get like heaps of bacteria in the water, which you don't know. So the first thing I did there was made a coffee with this water. It stank, yeah, and we also made ice, from which we were further making like smoothies and stuff in this like kitchen. And yeah, I was asking Laurie like, "Are you sure this is like freezing? Is gonna be fine?" And she was like, "Yeah, yeah." And then we were basically like really had upset stomachs
Yeah,
for
we were.
like 10 days or something. So
Yeah, we were.
so it was never.
That kind of messed things up.
Yeah, but at
Yeah.
least we know now.
So what we did was, because we had the kitchenette, we went to the supermarket and we got some oats and like really nice fruit and stuff like that, and like peanut butter. It was amazing. So yeah, I would make us like breakfasts, and yeah, and we definitely went out for lots of like lunch and dinner and stuff like that. But the problem is, obviously, me and Jiri eat oil free now on the farm, so we're not exposed to like any oil going in our body, but eating out, everyone uses oil, and our bodies weren't coping well with it at all.
It was actually really upsetting.
Yeah, like it was really painful. Like your stomach feels heavy and uncomfortable and bloated, and yeah, it's just really uncomfortable. And then on top of that, we had like E. coli as well.
Yeah.
So like we really were just not in our best like health when we were there.
Trying to just like enjoy this like Caribbean place, and we couldn't even like
Yeah, it was,
walk around sometimes. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, let's focus on a few days like experiences that we want to remember for better or worse. And first one was a really good one. It was a Sunday, like our second day there. Actually, Alison was there as well from the farm,
Yeah.
and we met up with her, and it was really nice. We had a lunch in this place called Como en mi Casa Art Cafe, and it was really nice. We went to a beach with her and like had really nice chat, and right.
Yeah, we had so much fun. Yeah, we went into the water and we were just chilling. But again, like Alison wasn't feeling great as well from the oil, and she drank a bit of the water too.
Yeah, we made her a smoothie. Sorry, Alison.
Yeah. So like Alison, it was like dinner time, and Alison was gonna go to her hotel and then like come back, but she like went to her hotel and like didn't feel good at all, so she ended up just having to stay there. So that
It was right after she had a smoothie at ours, so and then she was like, "Guys, I don't feel that great." Well,
oh, we felt
sorry.
really bad, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was really fun spending time with Alison. And one of my favorite days was, well, actually 2 days. We
Yeah.
like rented some bikes from Rockin' J's, and we would just like, because Portobello, it's like really nice, but it's like busy. You know, there's a lot of garbage, so it's like kind of smelly. There's
It's just
really
busy.
yeah, and like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you'll understand if you're there. But anyway, we took the bikes and we like cycled out of Portobello, and it was absolutely stunning. It was so nice. Like, we found like the nicest beaches, and it's like quieter. It's like, you know, less traffic. It was just really fun. So we were just cycling on our bikes being like, this is so fun. We're like having the best time. Like, we're fucking losers. You know, it's
Those
like
2 days we had these bikes, we were like all rusted as well, yeah.
with baskets and stuff in the front. And we're like, oh my god, this is so much fun.
Yeah, well, that was the highlights of our holiday.
Yeah, and we found this really nice beach, and it was like rip currents.
Yeah, it was really dangerous. So you had like basically currents from every side. You were standing in the water. It was like, you know,
It was fun.
It was really crazy. And I was trying to take video footage of it, but every time I took my phone and ran into the sea, it wasn't like, you know, crazy anymore.
Yeah.
So that was really funny. Yeah. And another thing we did, we were kind of told you need to go to this Caribbean's place, right? It's amazing. It's one of these like like a cafe, right? And what you do, you go there. They have like this fridge room, and you can taste any of their chocolates. You know, they have like samples. So you go in there, you pick your chocolate, and you tell the guy at the front like which one it is, and they can make a hot chocolate for you from it, right? So we went there, so like happy we found it and everything, and the service was absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, it was so bad.
Both guys behind the bar were just like
Not kidding.
like really angry that we were there. It seemed it was really weird, and yeah, so there was kind of like
that was a bit disappointing.
heaps of attitude from them, so you know. And we heard like these other people were there when there was actually 2 women behind the bar, and it also was quite bad the service. So
yeah, that was.
It's
a
very
shame,
unfortunate.
Yeah,
But the chocolates were really nice.
yeah, they were. Yeah, and we got what else did we do? Like, obviously we love sushi.
Yeah.
So we like, there was this place and it did like vegan sushi platters. So we went there and got that, and it was so good. Like, they would have like you know, mixed vegetable sushi, and then on top they would layer it with like avocado and plantains and peppers, and it was amazing, right?
It was really
like the
nice.
best sushi that we've had since Yo Sushi at Home, which is our
That's
favorite.
true, yeah. But the first time we got the sushi, it was all like we ordered these like 2 options, and we got it, and it was all looking the same, and we were really confused because the pictures Laurie saw on Happy Cow, it just didn't, you know, match up. So the next time we were there, we asked the waiter like, should it look like this, or like, we were really confused, and she said, "Oh no, that shouldn't have happened." So
yeah, they just forgot to put it on the first time.
So you just need to be careful if you're there to just, you know. It feels like everyone's just screwing you over there, you know. It's like,
yeah,
it's. Yeah, so this place we just talked about was called Chili Rogo. So if you're in that area, definitely check that out.
Yeah, and they have like heaps of other options for vegans too. They do buffets sometimes. It's like 50% vegan, and they do other platters and stuff. And yeah, it was all really tasty.
Yeah, so what other places did we like?
Yeah, so I really like bread and chocolate. There they do like they've got like sandwiches, bagels. They've got like a potato dish and like a mushroom dish and stuff like that. It's vegan, and they also have this amazing peanut butter cup. It's like it's like the best thing ever, and they also do like this amazing chocolate cake, which is really good. Yeah, so that was really nice there, and the hangover was really good as well.
That's the name of a restaurant, by the way.
Yeah. I liked it because the food wasn't as oily. It tasted really fresh. Like, we got, and they did scrambled tofu, which I've been missing. So that was like really nice.
Yeah.
And we went to Porto and Co as well, which is really nice. That's
It's like a new vegan restaurant.
Yeah,
It's fully vegan, right?
Yeah, it's fully vegan. It's just opened up. It's like a really nice vibe and stuff like that.
They have nice cakes and stuff like that.
They've got
yeah.
heaps of cakes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
that's
really
true.
nice. And then there's this like other cute little place called what was it
Tuyo.
called? Tuyo. It was
Yeah.
really nice.
They
Yeah.
have like a vegan burger there. You can sit like upstairs, which is like a different restaurant, but it's got really nice like decorations there as well.
Yeah.
It was really nice. And other than that, well, like we would just go to these different places, you know, when we were biking about, and we would just get like
Rice and beans.
yeah, gallo pinto. That's what they call it here.
But also, like a lot of places would say vegan options on their menus as well. So just keep your eyes out because you're not going to be deprived at all. Like there's vegan options everywhere.
Yeah, in that side
Vegan
of Costa
cake,
Rica,
yeah.
vegan is the word right now. Yeah.
Vegan cake everywhere as well. It was just really easy. Yeah, but overall, like, it was a really good break. But the people, like, weren't as nice as what we thought they would be. Like,
Yeah.
I thought they would be, like, much more friendlier, but everyone kind of stares at you, but in, like, a rude way. And obviously, like, Puerto Viejo, Caribbean side, like, everyone was super high.
But like too high.
Yeah, like, everyone was smoking, like, really high. Like, I went and got a hair braid done one evening, and the lady, like, I saw her there in the morning and I was like, oh, can you know, like a hair braid, like a hair wrap. So she was doing that for me. And I'm not joking, it was like 3 inches longer than my hair. And if anyone's ever had a hair wrap before, it's like they end it where your hair ends. And like, it just wasn't done properly and stuff like that. And I was like, whatever, like, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it and stuff like that. And I kept it, it was fine. But yeah, like, you've just got to watch. Like,
People are just sometimes really zoned out.
yeah.
Like, you know, just empty looks everywhere you went.
Yeah. And it's like super expensive there too. Like, but to be honest, like we said, like, you know, if we ever do go back there, we would stay slightly outside Puerto Viejo because it's absolutely gorgeous. Like, I
Yeah.
think we just made an error, like staying directly in Puerto Viejo,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. But yeah, as you say, the nature, especially outside Puerto Viejo, was absolutely excellent.
And there's like sloths everywhere, and there's so much nature. And
they
like,
have different nature parks, and like some
Oh,
areas they
yeah.
basically closed out just to preserve the nature as it used to be, and like you can visit, and it's really nice. Okay, well, let's look into our second holiday, which was, this is actually our last day of it, and it's San Jose. So after we left the farm, we said, you know, let's do 4 days before flying back to Europe in San Jose because it's just something to see. So getting there was really easy, actually. We just took two buses, one to Turrialba, another one here direct. And but the bus just dropped us in the middle of a street.
yeah,
like,
like
there
there's
was
no
nothing there.
Yeah, like there's no station. It's
Nothing.
just randomly dropped off somewhere.
But we eventually found a taxi, and like he had no taxameter on or anything, so we just made a price like eventually. Yeah, it's a bit like, you know, but yeah. Okay, Laurie, tell us about our accommodation.
Yeah, so looking online, like I was like, oh, Jiri, there's like, you know, this nice like green like hotel, like what do you think? And we're looking at it. He's like, yeah, that's like not bad. We should do it and stuff. So we arrive here and it's like shady as hell. Like it's in a really dodgy area. We walk in, there's like, they don't even have lights on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happening lately, but my skills for like picking good accommodations just gone down and downhill since traveling. But anyway, right? So we're like, it's fine. We got in our room. Like it's nice. It's clean. There's no cockroaches. Like we're happy.
What about the view, Laurie?
Yeah, there is no view. There's a window and it looks out onto a wall, and yeah, it's funny. But anyway, not only that, right? So like fast forward, we're in this restaurant and this guy is like, oh, so where are you staying? We tell him where we're staying and he's like, oh my God, like, why did you pick there? That's where like hookers go for one night stands and stuff. And we're like, well, we didn't know.
There's like people
and
lying.
so many people told us like, no, you have to like get out of this hotel. And they're like writing us down like recommendations where to go and stuff. And me and Yuri's like, it's fine. Like we'll cope okay. Like it's our last night. We're doing okay. We're still alive.
Yeah. There's like people in this area like out, like they just lie on like.
Yeah, they're homeless.
Yeah, but there's also like a lot of drugs. Like you see police
that's-
everywhere.
Oh, there is. Like the area we're in, like you see police patrolling all the time on horses, on cars, walking the streets, on motorbikes. Like you're like, it actually makes you feel anxious. You're like, what is going on? Like there's just, and again, people are staring at you all the time, but you'll like walk 2 blocks and you can just see how much it changes already. So like we're in a super shady area, so we've decided like the past couple nights, like, oh, like, you know, we're not gonna be out in the dark, so like we got like, you know, takeout pizza and like snacks from the shop, and we're just like,
So,
oh
yeah.
yeah, we're fine.
We hacked this.
We're
again.
trapped
We
in a
hacked
room.
this. So let's look into like the experiences to remember.
Oh wait, yeah, but like one thing about this hotel is they've got the comfiest beds on the planet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like
Actually,
yeah, so I'm like really happy just like lying in the bed.
the bed is amazing. Okay, let's then look into the experiences to remember in San Jose. Then, we had 2 amazing cinema evenings.
Yes.
We went to these 2 different places. Actually, we walked there. It was really far away. You know, the one especially. So one was like CCM Cinema, and another one Cinemark. We went to see Glass and Aquaman,
It was so good.
and both
yeah.
of those movies were like better than we expected. So
Yeah. And we found like really nice like vegan food on the way. Yeah.
yeah, which we'll tell you about. And strange, what they do here in the cinema. If you remember in our Thai episode about when we talked to you about like the whole cinema thing when they had to stand up with the king, they do this other thing here where when the trailers are going, there is like a presenter appears on the screen, like a pre-recorded thing, and she like talks you through the trailer.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's because it's like originally like an English movie and then she's explaining it in
But
Spanish.
it's with subtitles anyway.
I
It's
know.
really strange.
It is strange.
Yeah, so we've never seen that anywhere else. But yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was really fun though. Like doing that, it was good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. One cinema was like over an hour walk away.
Well, we managed.
Yeah. And then we went to where was it we went? It was kind of like a
Yeah, it was like this mini park. Like you
like
kind of.
an environmental park. And
Yeah, it was like an environmental park. They did some conservational things there actually.
yeah, and they had like an education center and they do tours and stuff for like kids and whatever. So it was like, I don't know if you've been to San Jose, but it's like industrial. We came from like, you know, the gorgeous countryside where like there was hardly any traffic to being like just surrounded by traffic again. And then we found this park and it was so nice being like surrounded by the nature again. Like it really lightened our moods and it was really nice. And there was some animals there, like there was like parrots, but they were like loose. They were
Yeah.
there was a few types of birds, right?
Yeah,
and there
there
was
was,
like a massive iguanas.
Yeah,
Like, just-
one iguana was just walking about. Like it was really cool. You
Yeah.
could take pictures of them.
And there was like they did have some other animals that they were taking care of. Like there was like a silver or grey fox. And
oh yeah, that was
there
beautiful,
was
actually.
like a jaguar and
Yeah.
there was a sloth.
They wouldn't lose these ones. Okay.
Yeah, no, they weren't. There was some other animals as well, and there was like lots of like turtles and
Toucans, like
yeah,
so many
and
different types
there
of
was
toucans.
like crocodiles and stuff too.
Yeah. Laurie,
Yeah.
what about that animal at the end?
Oh yeah, what was
Called
it?
tapir, I think. That's how you pronounce it.
I'm not joking. Like my mind just blew up when I saw it. Like I never saw anything like it in my life. Like I don't know how to
It
explain
was like
it.
this big hairy pig, but it had like a retractable nose, it, like shrunk and like, you know.
It was
it's
really
weird.
strange. Yeah, it was like a very strange thing that we found. It was like, but it was really cool. Like the nature
Yeah,
side of it.
we
and
really
stuff.
recharged there. Okay, so let's focus on Laurie's favorite topic, food, and the restaurants we visited there. So we went to this like falafel house, and it was really nice. They make like this really fresh food.
Yeah, they've got like clearly marked vegan options and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in like a busy area. It's like, you know, nice area, and we had a few nice meals there, like the wrap and.
Yeah, we got falafel wrap. Like
yeah.
I got a falafel burger and fries. It
I
was
got a falafel salad as well.
Oh, it was
With the
amazing.
hummus
it
and
had
rice.
Like, they had like rice, lentils, hummus. Like it had everything. It was
However, yeah, it's still healthy and stuff, but they make stuff with oil. And the first day we actually went there after the farm, we felt iffy again, and that's without the E. coli. So we knew like for sure
Yeah.
that's the oil. So
But like for anyone else who eats like still eats oil in their diet, like
Oh, this would be
you're
amazing.
obviously not gonna feel it.
Yeah.
But because me and Yuri are deciding that we don't want to eat with the oil, it's like your body suffers when you eliminate it and then you like introduce it again. So
Yeah. And we'll actually like make like an episode about it, I think, because
Yeah.
it's quite an important change for us and like a really big discovery.
yeah. And then there was this really cool fully vegan restaurant and it was called De Aka.
Yeah,
Is
the
that-
Akai.
Yeah, and it was really nice. So like you would ring the bell to get in because downstairs it was like a little health store and above it was a restaurant. And it was so cute. Like the whole setting of it. They did really nice food. Like again, it was like they did like bagels with like, you know, almond cheese and sun-dried pesto, and we got like amazing drinks there. You got like
There's
this
a banana and blueberry milkshake. It was so good.
yeah, but you don't understand how good it was. Like it was so tasty. Like yeah, but anyway, we got heaps of nice food from there. The only downside was it was actually quite expensive.
Yeah,
But I
and
guess
the portions were quite small.
yeah,
so
they were.
It was
But-
like a posh place.
yeah, but I guess like if you're on holiday, it's fine.
Yeah,
but
for
I'm
sure.
I'm glad that we like found it and like supported it and stuff.
Yeah, another two places we visited before like our cinema evenings. One was called Capra, and Laurie actually saw it from the bus going to San Jose, and she was like, "Oh, that place said vegan. We should visit
Yeah.
it." And then we found it, and we got this like curry bowl there and a small soup, which both were really nice. And the guy was like nervous and stuff. The one behind the bar, it was like a very small place. He said, "Oh, this was my first like first time cooking, and what did you think?" And like this is like Hare Krishna and stuff. And he
Yeah.
kept saying like, "Okay, Hare Krishna." And stuff.
It was
Oh
really
my
nice, and
God.
I'm not joking. Like the food was so good, and it's like a daily menu that changes each day. So it's like 3,000 colones, and you get like a big bowl of food, and then you get like a small soup with it as well. And then we got like water, like flavored water with it. It was like really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was so worth. I'm glad that we went. It was so cute.
Yeah, another place we found in this like in one of the malls, it was like a food court, and we found this place called La Oliva Verde, and they had like a lot of vegan options, everything fresh, actually not oily at
Yeah.
all. You could make up basically whatever you wanted, and
Yeah, it was kind of like Subway, but with
like healthy
with
stuff.
wraps and like all fresh vegetables, falafels, and it was really tasty.
Yeah.
We got that in soup. It was so good.
Okay, talk about this place, Laurie.
Okay, but this was our favorite place. It was called Pizza Oliva,
Mm-hmm.
and it was ace. So on Happy Cow, I saw that there was this place and it did 2 vegan pizzas with cashew cheese. But there was like no pictures up on the app, and I was like, well, I'm not walking all the way there for, you know, just in case like they decide to stop doing it. So I like messaged them on Facebook, and I was like, oh, do you do vegan pizza? And like the guy kept messaging me back and was being really nice and stuff like that. So we decided to go, and it was freaking amazing. Like
Yeah.
the vibe there is so nice. Like they played really nice jazz music. Like the guy that was messaging us came over and was like, oh, were you messaging earlier?
Yeah,
like
he's
but-
the owner.
Yeah, he was
He's
like
amazing.
He was so nice. And then yeah, so we got this amazing pizza with like olives, mushroom,
Yeah, this vegan
basil,
cheese. It was a cashew cheese.
Yeah, it was amazing. And also, right, they did coconut lemonade.
It was really
Holy
tasty.
balls, it was so good. So yeah, we left there feeling very satisfied. And we went back there a couple more times. It was so good.
Yeah, we loved it. So highly recommend it if you're in San Jose.
Yeah,
San Jose.
for sure.
So San Jose overall has some nice parts to it, but you know, like there's like parks and nice restaurants if you know where to go. There's some beautiful graffiti art around as well.
Yeah.
Many buildings are very colorfully painted and
decorated.
yeah, decorated. It's really nice.
Like it
These
is.
arty places all over the place here.
Yeah, like Yuri said, like there's a lot of stunning graffiti, but as well there's also a lot of shit graffiti.
Yeah, well,
like there's people like just doing stupid shit. Like I don't like it when that happens. Like I like graffiti art when it's like, you know, they've been paid or they've been told, yeah, you can like do this wall, do something nice, but there was like, you know, there was just crap everywhere as well. There's also like, well, where we're saying there's like really dodgy parts and areas. Like we said, there's like a lot of people taking drugs and like a lot of homeless people and like the police everywhere. And to be honest, like we were together like two people, and we still kind of felt like a little bit unsafe. So I wouldn't recommend like walking about San Jose at night, like in these areas. And yeah, and like people just like stare at you weird. Like I don't know if it's like a custom here, like if they're not taught that it's like rude to stare, but it's not like
But it is like very multicultural, so I don't understand
Yeah.
why they
It's
would have
not-
that sort
it's
of
not
attitude,
even,
right?
Yeah, it's not even like a curious stare. It's just like weird.
It's like sometimes looks like an angry stare.
Yeah.
Like it was a nice break at the end of our volunteering.
Yeah,
so
like
we are
I'm
grateful for
glad that I'm glad that we came here, because what we usually do is every other placement we just go straight from our placement to the airport, and this time we were like, no, we're like taking a few days to like transition and stuff like that. So I'm really glad that we did that. But yeah, probably we'd stay somewhere else in San Jose next time.
Yeah. So overall, for our travels and activities in Costa Rica, we've had a lot of fun in the Turrialba area, Puerto Viejo, and San Jose. However, we know there is so much more to do and see in Costa Rica, right, Laurie?
Yeah, sure. And we hope to like come back and do that sometime.
Yeah, it would. There's so much to see.
It's
here.
so beautiful. Like I don't know how to explain it, but Costa Rica is absolutely stunning, and it's my favorite. I think it's like one of my favorite countries we've ever been to, like climate wise and just nature wise, and like when you go to the right parts, like it's just amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so our first special thanks and shout out goes to an awesome couple, Matt and Katie, who we met on the farm the last week of our stay actually. They really made it special with their open minds and hearts. And by the way, Matt is a singer and songwriter, and you should definitely check his music. Just search his name on any music platform you use. His name is Matt Bednarski. His second name is spelled Bednarsky.
Yeah, and his music's really good.
Yeah.
And our second thanks and shout out goes to our longtime foodie Facebook friends Liam and Janine, who are also traveling Costa Rica at the moment and who share the same level of enthusiasm for food and travel as us. We really hope to meet you guys soon in person.
Yeah, it would be awesome. And if you'd like to connect with us, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching Laurie and Jiri Go Wild. We'll be releasing pictures and updates about our travels there.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, suggestions, or would just like to say hi, you can personally message us through our Facebook page or by email at ljgowild@gmail.com.
So this is it, guys. Have a lovely day, whatever and whenever you are. Stay inspired, happy, and wild. Much love, guys.
Bye.
Bye.